Well, February wasn't a terrible month, but let's see how March has turned out for SML. Yeah, that's the intro. Let's just get started. Dougie's KFC Pizza. Well, this certainly had the ingredients for a good video. The beginning was a bit silly, but I really liked this commercial segment they did, which felt very much like a local TV commercial, and I don't know, I found that funny. I also enjoyed Chris's part as the Colonel, mainly because it was actually somewhat creative and not nearly as irritating as, say, Anthony as Ronald McDonald. Speaking of which, let's talk about the segment where Anthony is Angry Ronald. Again. This goes on for nearly 4 minutes. I'd say that maybe for people who haven't seen the previous Ronald bits, it might be funny, maybe, but honestly, even then I think it'd get annoying quick. Seriously though, these Angry Ronald segments need to be about a minute long at most. These really do feel like a lot of filler. Oh yeah, also the Colonel and Ronald fight towards the end. I don't know, I wanna like this video, but I can't. Dougie feels tacked on here simply because it involves KFC because, well, you get the joke by now, I'm sure. Chris's Colonel Sanders was pretty decent, but then the video got dragged down by Angry Ronald, and overall this is just an okay video. 4 out of 10. I feel like this could have been a decent video, but it just wasn't and had too many things going against it. Chef Jr. Now this could have actually been a really creative video. I'm saying could have because, well, it really wasn't. There was barely any Chef Jr. in this. It was more Jr. making one thing for Bowser, Braxton, Trevor from GTA, and Joseph being absurdly petty out of nowhere because I guess that's modern Joseph for you. Again, with a video title like Chef Jr., I could have easily seen this done well. Have Jr. actually learn or struggle to cook, realizing how difficult Chef PP's job can be. Or hey, at least have him make a couple more things. Instead, Jr. ends up in crippling pain, and also Nintendo animation, which was weird. 2.5 out of 10. I did like the joke where Bowser, tells Chef PP he can go on vacation. Yeah, that's what was happening there. However, a lot of this video was either really dumb or just missed potential. Oh right, also Cody and Timmy were in this video, and while it certainly wasn't nearly as bad as previous videos with them, it makes me wonder why they were even in this video at all. They just randomly cut to the theater out of nowhere, make the mandatory gay joke, and that was about it. Why did they even bother with that? Shrek's Endless Cheesecake. Wow, Shrek is finally back and actually has a starring role in a video. Sort of. Actually, this is more of a Brooklyn Guy video, which upon rewatching it is my biggest problem. Shrek kinda got sidelined by Brooklyn Guy in his own video. For context, this is the first video where Shrek was in the title since 2017. So to see Shrek get shoved aside for more of Brooklyn Guy is actually a bit disappointing. Maybe it doesn't help that Brooklyn Guy has been starting to bug me recently. I think he's just become too much of a main character recently, to a point where he's starting to feel a bit samey. Maybe that's just me though. I was happy to see Shrek return as a proper main character, but yeah, that's about it. 4.8 out of 10. I still think this video is decent and funny enough, but I can't rate it as high as I did in my reaction, simply because this was mostly Brooklyn Guy again. I will say that the twist with Woody at the end was pretty great. Jeffy and the Jeff Monks. What even was this video? Was the world really itching for an SML Alvin and the Chipmunks parody? Credit where it's due, it's an okay parody, and the ending was actually fairly funny. However, I hated the actual Jeff Monks proper, and the songs were passable, although I thought the backing tracks for the songs were at least decent. But what do I even rate this video? Why does it exist? Meh, 4 out of 10 again. I didn't despise it, but it wasn't amazing either. I'd say that this was made because they didn't have any other ideas, but clearly they had to make these other characters somehow. I'm still trying to figure out what the point of this video was, though. Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 2. Well, I guess Cody Going to Kindergarten is going to be a series now, which I guess makes sense given how much they had to change about the regular school set. I can certainly say it's better than the first part. That doesn't mean it's good though, but it's certainly better. I still found this video rather annoying, though there were at least a couple parts which were funny enough. This one's a 2.8 out of 10. It's a bit better than the first one, and it did have some decent moments, but ultimately I still found the majority of it irritating. Junior finds a missing plane. Okay, this video is just dumb. Do you remember how in Junior's Crazy Assumption they had that water tower bit? Okay, well take that portion and stretch it out to be an entire video. It isn't quite as bad as that, but it's pretty close. It's just Junior, Joseph, and Cody being on the red couch the entire time talking about where the plane might be, with a couple drawings to go along with. To be fair, the Bugs Life reference was actually kind of funny, and the portion where a Brooklyn guy finds out that Junior was faking having found the plane was sort of funny as well. But yeah, that's literally it, so this video is going to be a 2 out of 10. It was just them talking and not doing much else, with them I assume only realizing towards the end of the video that this was incredibly boring and pointless. Seriously, this was another video with a decent idea behind it that didn't actually go anywhere. Alright, you want a suggestion here? Pull out the green screen and make it similar to Sunken, where they go in a submarine and just happen across the wreck by chance, maybe in the lake behind the house or something, going for it being completely ludicrous. Sure, it wouldn't have been perfect since you're sort of recycling that plot, but it'd make for a far better and more interesting video than whatever this was. Besides, then you could reference that one submarine that imploded a bit more. Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 3. This Cody Goes to Kindergarten video was better than the previous two, and that's in part thanks to Principal Steinbeck's return. So, does that mean this video is good? No, not really. There were definitely more highlights to this video, such as the twist that Mikey's last name is Tyson. Cody was actually somewhat funny in this video because of his response to, oh yeah, getting his ear bit off. But then there are the bad portions. I think what was going on with the teacher should have been left as a subtle plot point that's hinted at, not an entire portion of the video. Though admittedly, it's more interesting than some of the other things going on in this video. Especially not helping things is how we get the return of Candy Randy for some reason. Seriously, why did we need this character back? Also, there's a sponsor segment, so that's getting docked points. I did enjoy the part where we found out that Steinbeck is a father, namely to Daryl, and honestly that entire section was kinda funny. So this video is getting a 3.5 out of 10. It's certainly an improvement on the first two parts, and I'd argue that it almost scrapes into the okay tier, but a few things drag the video down to a point where I can't have the rating any higher than this. The Pot of Gold. Another video with a lot of potential for it, with the result being okay. I really want to like this video since it was more creative, but the whole thing felt a bit half-baked. I liked a good portion of the jokes to be fair, and the search for the gold was interesting enough, but I ultimately think that it was just a bit too brief and underdone. A lot more could have been done with this search for gold, but what ended up happening was just okay. I'll give this video a 6 out of 10 though. I liked the jokes for the most part, but the plot was sort of lackluster, mainly due to the fact that there wasn't much sense of exploration. If this type of video is done again, maybe make it similar to a sort of scavenger hunt or activity-based endeavor. Brooklyn Guy's Makeover. I went back to rewatch this video and realized that this video was just weird. So Brooklyn Guy wants a makeover, and so Chef Pee-Pee suggests to ask his cousin, Gay Tony, for help. And wow, look at that, another gay stereotype. I guess they need to catch up with how many black stereotypes there are in modern SML. The montage was interesting enough to be fair. Of course, then the rest of the video was Brooklyn Guy showing off how he looks better. I will say that I think the new puppet design is pretty good. Brooklyn Guy cheats on Karen, and then the plot sort of just undoes itself by the end there. 4 out of 10, I guess? I don't know, I thought this video was fine, but also kind of forgettable despite the change in puppet designs. For some reason, I can hardly remember this video even when I rewatch it. I don't despise it, but the video just sort of happens, I guess. Jeffy's Shooting Star. While this video was fairly predictable, I also thought it was fine enough. It was pretty obvious the shooting star was going to be some crazy event that happens, and lo and behold, that was what happened. Twice. I think my one gripe is that the second segment where Brooklyn guys crashed a plane was, while creative, a bit too long honestly. I think more could have been done with this video, but I didn't hate it either. 4.5 out of 10 video. The ending was also really funny. Frankly, the only reason this video isn't a 5 is because the second portion went on a little bit too long, and also sponsor segment. Sister location. Okay, first of all, why is Five Nights at Freddy's not in the title? It's just sister location. Maybe this shows just how much Logan was giving up on the FNAF videos. But look, I really want to like this video, I really do. The locations in this video are actually pretty decently done, especially compared to the other FNAF videos, and the suits were actually pretty well done too. I mean seriously, Logan could have easily gone the lazy route with the backdrops and locations by just making most or all of them green screens, but no, it seems like he actually put some time into these. Unlike the outdoor shot, which is literally just stolen fan art, just wanted to point that out. However, those locations and suits are really all I can give this video credit for. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the rest was bad, but if we remove the locations and custom sets from the equation, this was definitely one of the weaker FNAF videos, which is a shame since you could tell a lot of work went into this video, only for the plot to just be sort of thrown together last minute. It felt like this video was just sort of going through the motions of being another SML FNAF video, but what we ended up with was a video that I almost pity in a sense. I will be generous and give this a 5 out of 10 though. This is one of those videos I can tell that a lot of effort went into, but all the cool visuals in the world can't save a weak plot. Even Logan didn't like this video, since by that point it felt more like an obligation, and he couldn't seem to come up with much for a video idea. Brooklyn guy's ear problem. We're back to another what on earth even was this video, because seriously, this was just Brooklyn guy complaining he didn't get an ear, a few ear puns, and then after a lot of filler, we finally get to what basically everyone expected. Brooklyn guy just bites off the other ear. This is one of those videos where I think they had no idea what to do. It had funny moments, but it's only a 2.8 out of 10. I'd say this video could have been better, but honestly, it was just bizarre and a lot of filler, and in general should have just been replaced with a different video entirely. This was just one of those random videos. Junior's trust issues. Oh wow, look, it's this plot point again. Look, this is a 1.8 out of 10, okay? It's just the same plot where Junior doesn't trust Penelope. Haha, oh boy, don't you love the Junior x Penelope arc? Now, this wouldn't be getting such a low score if they hadn't done a nearly identical plot 4 times now! Seriously, this isn't any different from the first 3 times they did this, and it's really frustrating. The one real saving grace of this video is that Brooklyn guy's scene was sort of funny. Otherwise, this was a really stupid video with a stupid plot that's been recycled multiple times over at this point. Easter Bunny goes to jail. Well, this video wasn't as stupid as the previous video for what that's worth. That being said, a large portion of this video is just a series of Nintendo animations explaining different plans for how to get the Easter Bunny out of jail, followed by Cody explaining how it wouldn't work. Now, I think there's a word for this. What's it called? Oh yeah, filler. Seriously, the joke was funny once, less so a second time, and by the third time it was just obnoxious. But what about the rest of the video? Well, that wasn't very good either, honestly. The whole point of this video was that Jeffy wanted Easter eggs from the Easter Bunny, even though the Easter Bunny even admits he gets his Easter eggs from the store. I think this was sort of an okay idea for a video, but just poorly done since half of it was just a bunch of talking. An actual heist-like scenario would have been cool. Maybe scenes with them running from the police after they find out the Easter Bunny is gone. But nope, it's just talking, a scene where they break the Easter Bunny out, which is basically just more talking, and then the ending, which is more talking. But at least there was an okay enough twist at the end. 3.5 out of 10, since it's difficult to despise this video, but I don't think it's great, not even close. So let's get to a final score for this month. This month earned a 3.7 out of 10, but let's round that up to a 3.8 out of 10 to match with my regular ratings. So this month was slightly lower than February, and I think a big reason for that was because there weren't really any videos bringing the score up a bunch, but there were a couple that really dragged the score down. More importantly though, I just found some of the videos this month kind of forgettable, with easy examples being Brooklyn Guy's Makeover and Junior Finds a Missing Plane. Videos where a sizable chunk of the video is disappointing and just filler. I think with a couple exceptions that this month wasn't completely awful, more as it was just boring. I'm seriously hoping that April will improve things, especially since another common trend from this month was that there were videos with decent ideas that sort of fell apart. Though I suppose that's a lot of SML videos anymore, huh? However, then there were other videos that I'm not sure why they existed, aside from them needing to make a video to meet the 3 video quota. In fact, let's talk about that real quick. Logan is seriously stretching himself too thin. I mean, video quality already wasn't the best sometimes back when he was only doing 2 videos per week. But now he's doing 3 videos per week, plus his new gaming channel. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I seriously don't think any of this is sustainable. Not only would I roll the video schedule back to 2 videos per week, but I might even go so far as to say only 1 per week. I'd prefer 1 good video to 3 boring or even bad videos. Of course, some people try to argue that this schedule is a reason people need to ease up on Logan a bit, arguing, of course videos will be bad sometimes. He makes 3 of them per week after all. And while I get that, I'm arguing that not only is this not going to be sustainable in the long run, I don't think it's sustainable right now given the video quality. He's been gradually bleeding viewers, in part because of his video quality diminishing. Seriously, the best thing Logan could do right now is to make the schedule more lenient. I think that's one of those simple things that would really help quite a bit. But who knows if he'll do that or not. Once again, hopefully April improves things. That's all for now though. Thank y'all for watching, and take care.